Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome to another Bangs audio review. Today we're looking at the Kinera Celest Pandamon 2.0. But before we get started, there's a little housekeeping to to a bit of that these days. Little housekeeping. First and foremost, I hit 500 subscribers yesterday. That would be April 2nd, 2024. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who is interacting and engaging with the channel, hitting like, all of the good stuff. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. This channel started obviously very small, and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, but I'm hoping I'm learning a little bit each time I do one of these videos and making it more enjoyable for y'all as we go along. Housekeeping item number 2, but I guess I've got some house cleaning to do today, is timestamps. So Dennis the Menace, thank you. I'm not mad, bro. I just, I need to get on it, so I get it. I'm going to try to do timestamps on this video for y'all so you can actually skip around to different parts depending on what you want to listen to, because let's face it, nobody's going to sit here and go the entire 20 minutes. If you do, God bless you for doing it, but I don't expect people to do that. So timestamps will be included in this one, the best I can anyway. Third housekeeping item is the tweezers. Now, you guys are like wondering why the hell, but some of you know. So this is important. This is like one of your IEM tools to always have close by for removing ear tips that inevitably come off in your ear, leaving you feeling like that really uncomfortable feeling of like, oh my God, it's in my ear. It's going to keep going in. Anyway, so yeah, just a little tip there for you. No pun intended. Keep those handy. They help. So, all right, we're done. On to the Pandamon. This is the second iteration of this particular IEM from Kinera under the sublabel Celest. So we'll do a quick unbox and specs. It does come in either 3.5 or 4.4, which is nice. 2-pin, standard 0.78 2-pin connections, and for the IEMs. It's 108 decibel sensitivity. It is 9 ohm impedance and effective frequency response range 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So there you go. What is special about this is the 10 by 10 square planar driver 2nd gen. This is proprietary technology to Kinera, and they are the only ones that use this particular type of planar driver, being that it is square and not circular. Pretty cool stuff. The box itself is very nice. You can always count on that from Kinera products, is that the box itself, the unboxing, even at their less expensive offerings, which this is at a mere $59, comes with a very nice box and very nice paperwork, owner's manual, and always very nice tips. So back to the back of the box, this comes with 2 sets of tips. It comes with vocal ear tips, which would be the wide bore, similar to but not the same as the ones that came with the item 2.0. And then it comes with normal bore, which is what I have in right now, normal bore silicone. So yes, 2 sets of tips, but 2 sets of really nice tips, actually. Funny story. I tried all of my tips on this and came back to the stock ones. What do they call them? Oh yeah, 221 vocal ear tips and then 608 ear tips. The 608s are the normal bore tips that I ended up using. It's actually nice for a change to not... Well, I mean, I spent an entire day tip rolling, and here's what happened. I'll tell you the story now, okay? Here's the story before we get into sound. I put these on with the stock tips, because I try to do that when I first try IEMs out, just to see what everything sounds like stock. And plugged them into my iFi Zendac V2, and cranked it up, and I was like, oh my god, bass, like holy crap. Proceeded to listen to a couple of different songs. I was like, I gotta listen to some hip hop, so I did, and then I was like, wow, these are so bassy. And then I then I started hip rolling and changing amps and all that kind of stuff. And for an entire day, I was like, in fact, I even posted in the community about it. I'm like, these are taking down the Hades for how much bass they have. But I couldn't get back to it. Like, I couldn't get back to that bass, no matter which tips I did, no matter which amp I used. So finally, I was like, okay. I looked over at the hi-fi. The true bass was on. Duh. So, good news, bad news. Like, good news is that this set accepts and plays very well with bass boost, or if you EQ a bass shelf. And in fact, I do prefer the bass on these over the Hades. It's better quality and as much quantity when you boost it with either a bass boost on one of your DAC amps, or if you create a bass shelf in your EQ. These actually do take down the Hades. They do outdo the Hades for bass. Just as much quantity and way better quality. So, but on a level playing field, because they were busted for performance enhancing equipment, on a level playing field, well, yeah, Hades still has way more bass. So bass heads, your beloved Hades is safe for now. That being said, wow, look at that. You can actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's the square planar right in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, all right, story over. Build quality on these is fantastic. It is 3D printed resin. It has an extremely smooth finish and a little hand painted, if you can pick that up, sparkly sort of mountainous landscape kind of like right there. Celeste is on that shell, on this shell also. Yeah. But the hand painted mountains with the blue sparkly sky, like, dude, Celeste just, Kinera under the Celeste label, Kinera under anything that they do, Queen of Audio included, they just knock it out of the park as far as presentation goes. Take this off. Look at the filter on the end of that. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Everything about this set, like the feel, the look, it's just, it feels premium. It feels like it should be a much more expensive set than $59. To me, anyway. Cable is good, as I've come to expect. Is it the best cable? No. But is it a really good cable for $59? Yeah, this feels like it could be, it feels different from a Sony. It doesn't have that super soft pliability to it, but it's certainly very high quality with very good finishes, very good machining, and of course it sounds fantastic. So silver plated OCC on that, and your choice again, 4.4 or 3.5. It's so nice when companies do that, even at the lower price point. The case is also nice. The case is also damaged. So when I came downstairs this morning to do this review, check the IMs on a few more songs with and without the bass boost, the thing, to sort of get settled. It was on the floor under my chair, along with my glasses and a case of ear tips. Apparently, and I believe this is Ollie's doing, because he tends to knock stuff off of surfaces, turned this into a toy for a time last night when he was down here. The IM's none the worse for wear because the case is very protective, but the case itself did take some damage. It is a nice case, however. Keep it away from your cats, apparently. So that's what you get. Case, nice cable, nice case, really nice IMs, ear tips, and some paperwork, and just, everything you need, nothing you don't. Information's there. The story of the Pandamon is on there. The iron-eating beast, which is why I referenced, what did I say? Metallivore. Yeah, really cool story. On Celeste, you get the sort of Chinese mythology. On the straight Kinera stuff, it's the Norse mythology. And I'm not sure. Queen of Audio seems to be named after drinks. Yes, drinks. I don't drink anymore, but I know that what a gimlet is. I know what an aviation is. So yeah, they seem to be, and a margarita, of course. Mojito. Yeah, so those are all after like classic mixed drinks. They have a really good thing going. They don't seem to struggle at all with naming. Like they've just kind of got it down, which is pretty cool. So pop this guy over here. All right, on to the sound. Timestamp. The sound of these IMs I would consider to be neutral bright. So it is a planar, and it acts like a planar because it has really good extended, very sweet, non-fatiguing treble. Like it is really good in the treble end of things. The bass without any PEE, performance enhancing equipment, is solid. It is there. It is appropriate. It is not overbearing. It is impactful. Planar bass, as you know, is more sort of more slam than thump, sort of more impactful than sort of rich and round. But if you want that rich round bass, boost the bass. They can take it, which is really nice. Mids, clean, clear, polite, and adequate. Melody Gardot's voice is kind of a good mid test for it, so she maintained very, very clear and very, very sweet timbre. So I would give the meds definitely like a solid B+. The treble definitely gets an A. A-. It can be maybe a little bit much. It's not sibilant. It's not in any way flawed. It's just trebly, treble, sparkly, airy. For non-treble heads, potentially could get fatiguing, but I don't think so. I don't really find it that fatiguing, really at all. But listen, so I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm 52 going on 53, so the chances are that my treble sensitivity will not be the same as somebody who's in their 20s or 30s, possibly even 40s, depending on how well you've taken care of your hearing. I've taken pretty good care of mine, but it is age-related hearing loss. It's a thing, it does exist. And so I might be a little less treble sensitive than your average 20 or 30 something, right? So the treble on these does not bother me whatsoever. I enjoy the bass. The bass is excellent, and I enjoy the mids. So overall, I call this neutral bright, but still a very balanced set. And it does definitely take to any sort of bass boost that you want to put on it extraordinarily well. Like better than any set that I've tried so far that I've actually either on purpose or accidentally had a bass boost engaged on. As far as equipment goes, pairing wise, it was excellent with the TA22. They played very nicely together. The warmth of the two hybrid sort of just really kind of, I don't know, it warmed them up a little bit, which they could stand, and made them sound just fantastic. There was a lot of, it seems like, also on these very detailed sets. So detail, micro detail, retrieval is insane on these. They're one of the most detailed sets I've ever experienced, so that's also another plus on that. But it also, the treble on these makes them play well with warmer DAC amps, including the IFI Zen DAC V2, and the SMSL did fine because it's very neutral. Even the Q3 with its THX, AAA rated THX amplifier in there is a nice pairing. Like, they do well. I do enjoy the bass boost on this, but not nearly as much as the more analog, natural bass boost on the i5 for this set. Unfortunately, they didn't play well with the FIO K11. Too bright and bright did not equal bright and bright did not make a right. I tried different filters on it. The best ones seem to be like filter 2 which I think is just it's a little faster roll off maybe in the treble. But it was my least favorite, and this is the one I used for testing. It was my least favorite of the 5 different DAC amps that I tried with it. My iFi Hip DAC 2 is currently on vacation, so when it gets back, I'll certainly give that a shot. I'm assuming it will have a similar feel to the Zendac V2 Burr Brown chipset. So yeah, they played well with everything except for the K11. I did not try them with just an Apple dongle. I probably should do that from time to time, but I feel like they should be able to be powered fine with it. I just don't think that you'll get the depth or the extension in the treble with that setup. I think you'll be depriving these of, or yourself, of what these can actually do and what they actually do well, which is freaking detail retrieval. Holy crap. Yeah, so maybe not like the Spotlight. I would call these like daylight, versus the Topaz. This is just daylight. It's light. You're not in the dark. You're in the day, which is pretty cool. Test tracks. What stood out? With the bass boost engaged, anything hip hop. So Desires, I'm Dat N, and of course Virginia Beach all sounded fantastic. Doja Cat, nice play between the mid bass and her vocals. They also pretty much crushed any metal, as long as I wasn't playing it on the FIO K11. All of the other DAC amps, metal was very crunchy, clear, no extra distortion. They cleaned up the distortion really well, so you could hear like the instrument separation. So kind of like the Topaz, which I just did. Like you can pick up bass lines or bass guitars that normally might be a little bit masked. Not so much in this set. Yeah, Meshuggah was excellent. Anything that it struggled with, even like less like lower quality recordings like Demon King from Brand of Sacrifice, it was able to clean up very, very well, to the point where it was pretty darn enjoyable. This is a forgiving set. I will say that that's the main difference between this and the Topaz, is that this has the ability to compensate a little bit better than the Topaz does, based on recording quality, based on genre. I feel like the Celeste is a little bit more of, maybe not more of an all-arounder, but has a little bit better ability to compensate for, just for lower quality recordings, now that I've said that twice. Empire State of Mind, Jay-Z, and Diamonds, that mid bass, that just driving kick drum in Diamonds was awesome. Empire State of Mind was fantastic. Ghost Walking, the classic Ghost Walking from Lamb of God. Yeah, that was awesome. Gooey, Glass Animals, very 3D. It's the other thing this does really well too, actually. It has the panning. Again, it's not a huge soundstage, not gigantic, but it is good enough. So let's go back up here. Let's go back up to Love Supreme, John Coltrane. This is really interesting because I'd never heard this presented quite like this before with this song. It is a live studio recording, right? So the bass, drums, keyboard, saxophone, they're playing live for this track. I'm sure that Coltrane wouldn't have wanted it any other way, because jazz is inherently spontaneous sometimes, and the communication he's got with his band, the communication they all have together is really impressive. Things move, meaning like microphones move, people in the room move, somebody standing in front of the drum set or maybe too close to the drum set moved. So that changed the sound of the drums, like kind of halfway through the song. John moved from like here to here, here to here. I mean, You literally are like, okay, there are people moving around in the room right now. Like either the saxophone player is the only one that can move because the bass is upright, so he's stuck. Keyboards obviously staying in the same place, drums staying in the same place, but you can hear what happens when people in the room are moving around, or maybe even the microphone's moving around a little bit. Stuff changes. Positioning changes. It's just really, really cool. So that was something I had not experienced before. So thank you to the Pandamon for letting me experience that. That was really cool. Overall, it performed well on the test track list from, jazz, classical. Oh yeah, classical. So the Mahler Symphony Number 9, Adagio. I could go to sleep to that. Literally could just nod off to sleep. And these actually fit so well in your ear that you wouldn't have any problem doing that. Yeah, see, this is the problem with timestamps, because I think of things as I'm going. The fit on these is exceptional. Really just slides right into your ear. The circular part fits right inside. There's nothing sticking out. You can lay on your side. You can go to sleep with these on. Almost did, listening to Mahler. All right, so yeah, I think that's about it. Classic rock was also good. Wish You Were Here, When the Levee Breaks. Those were both very well presented. Oh yeah, there was one other song that was really, really cool, and it was Know Your Enemy, Rage Against the Machine. This way it is set is like you can almost, or the way it's recorded is you can almost like hear Tommy Morello, who's the guitar player, like waiting to come in. Like you can almost hear him like literally waiting to come in. And then there's this little tunk right before he just comes in full bore in this song. I think it's right around the first break. Like, so there's a break and you hear him like he's so ready to go that he just barely hits his guitar string, and then bang, and he's in there. So hearing stuff like that is really cool on this too. Yeah, Rage sounded awesome regardless of the CD quality or not. Yeah, so the Pandamon 2, this gets a highly recommended. It's $59 freaking dollars, like, and obviously less on sale. So I would call this around, you can get it for under $50. You're getting a really, really, really good planar magnetic earphone for under $50 with a good cable, with a good case, with actually usable ear tips. So yeah, that was the other thing. I tip rolled, and then I finally ended up just back on the stock tips, because it actually, Kinera actually thinks about what they include with their sets when they put them in there. Unlike some other companies that just throw whatever, generic silicone or foam or both, in there with whatever set they're selling. These guys actually, there's a reason for these tips to be in there. So I did prefer the normal bore because it did elevate the bass a little bit over the wide bore. But they sound fantastic with the sockier tips. So you don't need to tip roll, you don't need to cable swap, you don't need to do anything. These are ready to rock right out of the box. And that's what I suggest you do. Take them out of the box, put them in your ears, and go. You will not be disappointed. Little bit of a cautionary thing, just like the Topaz on the treble. If you're treble sensitive, possibly might be too much for you. But the treble is so clean and so sweet and so pretty. I don't think it's going to fatigue you. I really don't. Unless you're super, super sensitive, then they could be too much. But yeah, 100%, 110% highly recommend this set. For the price especially. Love Kinera. Anything they do so far, this is my 4th set. Every single one of them has some serious strengths and very few weaknesses. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I'll include the affiliate links below for where it's available, and one, of course, that is not affiliated. Thank you again to everybody for getting me over 500. It's like, it means the world to me. You should have heard me yesterday. I was like, just, My wife was like, "What? What's wrong? What's going on?" I'm like, "I made 500." So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Let's go for 1,000, shall we? All right. Okay. I love y'all. Nothing but peace to you, and we'll see ya.